Now let's take a look at the control panel. You can set the polarity by choosing AC or DC. AC polarity is typically used for welding aluminum and similar alloys in the TIG process. DC is used for TIG welding mild steel, stainless steel, copper, titanium, and nickel alloys with the TIG process. Your Dynasty or MaxStar machine allows you to choose from several processes. Select TIG high-frequency impulse if you want a non-contact TIG start. Lift arc is another process that can be used for starting the TIG torch. Touch tungsten to your work and depress your remote control while touching the workpiece. This is typically used in areas where high frequency is not allowed. Select stick for AC or DC stick welding. You can also select your output choice. Remote standard is used when a foot or hand control is used to control the amperage. Remote 2T trigger hold is used when you want to go to your preset amperage. It holds that amperage until you press the trigger again, which turns off the output. Select on when you do not have a remote control. The tungsten or stick electrode is energized for welding. This position is common for stick welding and lift arc on TIG welding. Pulsing applications are generally used for DC TIG welding on thin gauge material to prevent distortion. PPS stands for pulses per second. A high PPS number gives you a smoother ripple effect, narrower bead, and faster travel speeds than a low PPS number. Peak time is the percentage of time you want the cycle to spend at peak amperage. 40 to 50% is a good place to start. Background amperage is the amperage selection between the peak and background pulse. This is the cooling effect of the pulse parameter. 25% is a good starting point. The sequencer control is used in applications where you do not have variable amperage control. The initial amperage allows you to choose the initial amperage at the start of the weld. Initial slope is the time that it takes to get up to your weld amperage. Final slope is the decreasing ramp time coming off your weld amperage. Final amperage is the amperage that you end with. Let's move on to the gas dig menu. Pre-flow controls the amount of time you want your shielding gas to operate before the arc starts. Post-flow is the time you want your shielding gas to run after the arc is stopped to cool the tungsten and shield the weld puddle. Rule of thumb is 1 second per 10 amps. The dig setting, for stick electrodes only, gives a percentage of current that prevents sticking to the workpiece. These AC waveshape controls are Dynasty specific for TIG welding. Electrode negative allows us to adjust the electrode negative amps independently from the electrode positive amps. Electrode positive allows us to adjust the electrode positive amps independently from the electrode negative amps. To extend the tungsten life, we recommend a 1 to 3/4 ratio, 100 amps electrode negative and 75 amps electrode positive, and no more than a 2 to 1 ratio, 200 amps electrode negative and 100 amps electrode positive max. Balance controls the amount of oxide cleaning that is present on aluminum material. Achieve more cleaning action with a lower balance setting. To maintain pointed tungsten, a higher balance setting is required. A good starting point is 70 to 75%. AC frequency controls the width of the arc cone. Increasing the AC frequency provides a more focused arc with increased directional control. Decreasing the AC frequency softens the arc and broadens the weld puddle. The starting point is 120 Hz. The memory function allows you to save a total of 36 programs, 9 in DC TIG, 9 in AC TIG, 9 in DC stick, and 9 in AC stick. To use one of these memories, select the number, polarity, and process. One of the advantages of having a memory would be saving a program that would allow you to spot weld as well as one that would allow you to make your final weld.